What's up? We are finally here. Episode 1, Keeping It Real with Real Estate. I want to say thank you first to everyone that follows me, that listens to me, that gives me their ear to listen anyhow, and just supports my vision and my journey and what I'm doing and finds some value in what I'm providing. So first of all, I just want to say thanks for liking, sharing, and spending your time with me a little bit. So thank you. Number 2, let's dive right on in. I'm trying to make this brief, not too long and drawn out. All right, so we are now doing the first episode of Keeping It Real with Real Estate. Man, I got some good ones for y'all. So the first thing, if you if you're looking to become an agent or get your license to be a licensed registered salesperson, it is very expensive. So you have to pay for the class. First, you have to go to an institution or someone that is teaching you the class. So for 40 hours, you have to have a maximum of 40 hours of learning to prepare to take the test. So that's the first step, is doing that. And I did mine at Lee Institute in Brookline, and it was expensive. It was like $400, and that was just, you know what I mean, just starting out, just to take the test, just to get the 40 hours. It was $400 to get the initial learning. So that was expensive. So for some people that think you're going to just jump right in and make money as a real estate agent, it's going to cost you. There's some expense up front. And then to take the test, I believe is like I want to say like $129, and they have you pay for like the first 2 years up in advance. If you don't pass the test, like I didn't pass it my first time. To retake the test is like $50 or $49. So it's not that bad to retake, but the initial was like $129, and then once you do pass, you have to pay for all your licenses or everything up front for 2 years. So you're looking at probably like $1,500 to $1,000 to just get in and to just get your foot in the door, as far as taking the test, getting your license, getting your marketing materials as far as business cards and all the other marketing things and tools you need. A nice tie, a suit. So all those kind of things you want to make sure you're ready and you're preparing, and you have those things in place, and they come with an expense. So just consider that before you go take the exam or before you consider becoming a real estate agent. It's going to be some upfront costs, some deep, serious costs in it. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about on this episode here will be just an experience I had, since I took on this career as a full-time real estate investor / agent. So I'm an investor first. I took the test to get my real estate license. So just so it's like a tool, just so it's like more knowledge I had within real estate, and I love it. I don't regret it at all. I compare it. I tell people my story all the time. I compare it to like a licensed electrician or a plumber or a carpenter. Having a real estate license is just like another tool that you can pull out. So just like an electrician will pull out his wiggies. For those out there that know a little bit about electrical work, I've been doing some with my buddy, helping out learning. And that's a device that they use to test live wires to see if they're live, to see if if it's power in them. They're called wiggies. And a plumber would use something called water pumps or a monkey wrench. It's like different type of tools they use to handle the jobs that they encounter. So I looked at getting my real estate license as just another tool that I could use. So that's why I wanted to do it, but I really didn't set out to get my license to be a real estate salesperson. That's not why I got my license. That for some people, they might want to get their license for that reason and want to sell real estate full time, but that wasn't my idea with it. Then secondly, what else I wanted to tell you guys? I wanted to tell you guys about about an experience I had. So while driving for dollars, some of you guys might not know what that is, but driving for dollars is when you're in your car and you're just canvassing your area or wherever your commute or your area you farm, or you ride home and you stumble upon a vacant house or a for sale by owner, or an abandoned house or whatever. You find a property, you see a property that sparks your interest. So what had happened in my scenario was I found a vacant property. We call them a zombie. And I did my research. I did my due diligence. I found out who the seller was and tracked her down. It come to find out it was a 75-year-old lady. And I figured she probably wouldn't be answering the phones, or I don't know her situation. And I tried. It was a phone number for her I tracked down, I got, which I can tell you guys how to go about searching people and figuring out their information. But what I did on this particular one, I used my thinking cap. I turned to Facebook and I took her last name in the area, and I searched the last name, and I was able to find her son. And I spoke to him. He was a young dude in his 30s, so I knew he would probably be, more social savvy than his mom, who's 75, But that's not to say there ain't some older people out there that are on their Facebook, on their social grind. They do it. But anyways, I found him and spoke to him and told him I expressed my interest in the property, and he was like, "Oh, that's my mom's property." He wasn't even aware about it and the value of it, and wasn't even thinking anything about the property. He lived somewhere else. So the house was in one location, he lived in another location, his mom was in another location. So they had the asset but wasn't even thinking about it. So I brought it to his attention. I followed up with him. I told him what I could do for him. I said, "Hey, let me just walk the property and see if it works for my portfolio to potentially purchase the property from you." He's like, "Oh, okay, let me talk to my mom and see what she thinks." So he got back to me, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't know what we're gonna do, but when we do something, I'll let you know." And I said, "Well, all I asked for is the opportunity." I said, even if it doesn't work for me, I'm willing to sell the property for you. And give you a discount on the commission. So typically the Massachusetts commissions are 6%. And I told him I would do less. I would take less money to just list his property. I just wanted the deal. Being that I brought it to his attention, if it didn't work for me to purchase it as an investor, I would be willing to sell it, help be the listing agent for him and help him sell it and take less money on the back end. So he said, "Okay, I'll let you know when we decide." So I followed up with this guy. This must have went on for like 2 or 3 months. Followed up with him. And finally he hit me back and he was like, "Oh, the property's going to be on the market in 2 weeks." I said, "Oh, wow, okay." And he had an agent. He went with somebody else. And I went and walked the property the first day. And I was ready to make an offer on it. And they went with someone else. They went with someone else's offer that was way more than what I was looking to purchase the property for. So it was no hard feelings there. But I definitely felt bad about, doing all the due diligence and bringing this situation to him and his family, of what I thought it was worth and the value of the area at the time, and to just not be any part of the deal at the end was kind of sour, so to speak. So, but I had to keep my cool. I had to remain professional, and it was a hard lesson. It was a hard lesson learned. So there will be uphill battles. There will be situations like that where you do all the legwork, you do all the due diligence, you do everything you're supposed to do, and you don't get the deal. You don't get the listing. You don't get to buy it. So and you still have to remain professional, calm, and cool. So that was an interesting story I wanted to share with you guys. We're getting kind of long in this video now, and I don't want to take it too much of you guys' time. But stay tuned for the next one, the next episode 2. It's going to be on deals and funding, how to find deals and how to get funding for your deals if you need that. But thank you for tuning in to this first episode of Lewis Legacy. Keeping it real with real estate. Peace.